Welcome back to Mastering Menopause. Today, I want to introduce to you one of our clients, Lucie Roy. She is working with Coach Natalie, and I appreciate your time. Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So I just wanted to get, a little bit about what your experience is like with Katalyst Fitness working with us, but let's just start at the beginning. Like what were you struggling with before you came to us?
Well, it was this constant weight gain that it seemed that it didn't matter what I did, never seemed to get any results. And I was getting more and more discouraged. Probably like everybody else, there isn't anything I didn't try.
Mm-hmm.
And just not getting any results. And
I remember our conversation.
Yeah, do you?
Yeah, I remember the conversation.
Yeah, and it was this weight gain and then not sleeping, which I thought was just my new reality. This was just going to be the way it was. And aches and pains were creeping up, of course, with all that extra weight, I'm guessing. I don't know. But yeah, and it just got to a point where it's like, I have to do something. There's got to be something out there. There's got to be. Yeah.
So how did you find Katalyst Fitness?
Well, it was through your podcast.
Okay.
So I found your podcast by sheer luck and just gave it a try. I'm like, everything you said, I just loved it. I mean, I can't even remember one thing in particular. It was just everything's like, yeah, exactly. And it was just like, I have to talk to this person. And then finding out you had a program, and oh boy, I was excited. I thought, yeah, I think I found the solution. And I was right. It's worked. I was amazed.
Yeah.
Amazed.
Let's talk numbers, right? And then let's talk about like what it really takes. So in like 8 to 10 weeks, right around there, you've lost 9 inches and you've lost 9 pounds.
I know.
And this wasn't by us slashing your calories right away, right?
No, quite the opposite.
We increased your calories to, I'm looking at the numbers, just over 2,000. What was that like?
It was, you know what? It was mind-boggling because I'm sure when we first talked before I started the program, I'm sure you must have mentioned that at the beginning you would increase my calories, and
I always do.
I'm sure you did.
But... And I knew, like, when I was talking to you, I'm like, I can't wait to feed her. I know what's going on, right? Maybe you didn't hear that. Right?
I did not hear that, but which is a good thing, because I think if I would have heard that, I probably would have ran the other way. Like, because what do you mean? You're going to increase my calories? I'm going to gain weight? There's no way. And like, there's no way I would have believed it then. So it's a good thing it did not register at all. And then I started out with Natalie, and she started me off at 2,000 calories. I'm like, really? Okay, well, whatever. I'll just do it. But even on that maintenance, I was losing weight.
I know, I saw.
And Natalie was like, well, I guess your body was really needing something, wasn't it? So she even increased it to 2,300, and I was still losing weight. So it was like, wow. So yeah, no, I was not starving at all, and no cardio. I hate cardio. And I remember that was one of the things actually that I remember you talking about was you don't need to do cardio, because I was at the point like, I hate cardio. So I kept trying not to do so much. And it's like, okay, I'm going to have to do cardio every day. This is what I'm going to have to do.
Yeah.
And then you say, no, you don't need to do cardio. Like, okay, I love this woman.
Some people are like, I hate you, right? I need to do it. But yeah, I do remember that too. I hate doing cardio. I'm like, you're in luck.
Yeah, I know. It's like everything. I get more food and I get no cardio. This is perfect. And yeah, no. And then but then again, it's just all the mindset. I got to a point where like, it didn't matter the weight loss or the inches. I felt amazing. I sleep like I've never slept before. Like I go to bed and I sleep the whole night. That was like, if I slept a full 4 hours in a row, that was, wow, I had a good night last night. Now it's like, well, I get up at 5 in the morning. So 8:30, 9 o'clock, I'm down out and sleep the whole night. Even my husband's like, wow. And the aches and pains are gone, nothing. So it got to a point like losing the weight is just like a cherry on top because I feel so good. And I look forward to my workout because they're so, like I work with personal trainers and all this, all that. But I don't know, your workouts are so gradual and user friendly. I don't know what the word is. Like,
Yeah.
so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they do start to get a little bit more intense, but as we're going through this, it doesn't make sense to just pile a bunch of stuff on there, so.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's
And you're working out
slow.
at home, right? I remember you were like in a rural community, you were like,
Yeah.
I'm not close to a gym.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I could, but I have everything here. So, and it's just easier for me to do it at home. So I do it at home and it's just so progressive. And again, it's just like before I was always on programs where they tell you what to do and this is what you're going to eat at this time. And I always thought that's what I needed. I need to be told what to do. But it's quite the opposite. When Natalie says, I'm not going to tell you what to eat. You're going to figure that out. Just make sure you get your proteins or macros. And I thought, wow. And it's just so much easier because then I'm accountable for it. It's my decision. And yeah, and same with the workouts. It's like I decide how much weight I'm gonna lift and how many reps and like how much am I gonna put in. And this is like, well, what do I want out of this? Like how much work am I gonna put into this? So yeah, that's what I love about it.
I love all of that you just said. So yeah, it's getting some great results. And now we are officially in, that fat loss phase. And even now you're just around 1,700 calories, right? It's not 1,200 calories.
Oh God, I know. And it's, yeah, and I mean, and you're like, how can this be working? Like it's just so mind-boggling, but it's just the wrong information we've been fed all these decades, right?
It is decades of diet mindset and diet culture that we have to kind of get through. And that you must have had a light bulb moment somewhere, right? Where you're just like, take the wheel, right? Did something like that happen?
Yeah.
Or
you mean
because sometimes you just have to, well, no, you always have to just accept it, right? And just be like, and have some faith that this is going to work. So I don't know if you had like a light bulb moment where you're like, I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm just going to do it. Or like, how can this work? But I'm just going to do it. Like, what was your mindset?
Well, I think it was your podcast that made so much sense to me. And it was sort of like, it was almost like something I always knew, but it's not what the rest of the diet world was telling us. And it was like, I don't know, it was definitely your podcast that was sort of like, this makes sense. And I've tried everything else. What do I have to lose, right? Yeah. So I may lose weight. I don't know, but the others, like I think you even said it. What you were doing before didn't work. So why don't you try this? Let's see, right? Or something to that effect. Like,
yeah.
So whatever I was doing was not working. So, low calories, trying to do cardio and that consistency. And I love those emails. You missed your workout today. Like, I know, but I love it. Like, I'll get to it. But yeah.
That's awesome. I love that. And so we're just doing 3 days a week, right? We're not doing 5 days a week. We're not doing, and we can bump it up to 4 days if you want, but it's really what can you commit to? What's, what works,
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I do 3 days a week and it works really well. They're not too long. half hour, 45 minutes. And
Get it
yeah, you
done.
just progress at your own speed, and there's no, and the fact that you and Natalie are just a text away, like I'm having a problem, just text, and right away, I get a response from Natalie, and sometimes she'll say, oh, you need to talk to Kathy. Barely, but I think maybe once or twice I reached out to you or whatever, but yeah, it's just that right away, like I get a response. So
Yeah.
that's just to know that support is there, it's comforting.
Yeah, you have two coaches. You actually have four coaches, right? Because you also have the expertise from Lori too, if you ever have any gut issues or any like nursing questions, like medical questions, right? From Sandy. So it is
Nice.
like there's always a backup, for if a coach doesn't know the answer, we're going to get the answer for you, so
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and that's nice to know that that's there, and you don't have to wonder on your own. And yeah, like just even sometimes wondering if that exercise, I'm doing it right or whatever, I know I can just reach out, and if ever I'm having problems and things like that, because when you work out alone, it's sometimes I get a little worried, like, should I be doing this? And I do it. It's like, look at me, I can do that.
Yeah, right. It does. It builds up confidence because at first it is like, I don't want to hurt myself, but then
Exactly.
you kind of venture out on your own and you're like, oh, I got this,
Exactly.
It's
Exactly.
really just empowering yourself and not being afraid of those weights, and just being
Exactly. Yeah, well, I'll start at a okay, I'll do a very low weight. And then next thing I know, by the next week, I've increased, the weights. It's like, look at me.
Yeah,
I
I
can
love
do
it.
this.
Love that. And so my approach with the program is just to keep it simple, and there's no rules, right? As far as like, we're not going to micromanage like what you're going to have. Yes, we're going to support you with the choices are. And yeah, we do have a couple rules, right? We want you to get your protein in, we want you to hit your calories,
Yeah.
right? But there's no like rules as far as like what you fill those calories in is up to you. I want you to enjoy the foods that you like. And
Yeah.
we were talking before and you said, over Christmas, we do give clients the freedom over like a holiday or something like that, right? It's really dependent on the client, if they're what stage they're at, how are we going to approach the holidays? But you said you had a Ukrainian Christmas with a 12-course meal.
Yeah. Yeah. 12 course.
That's amazing.
Very traditional meal. Like there's certain dishes that just have to be in there. And well, yeah,
Yeah.
a long night.
Yeah. Yeah. But you enjoyed it, right?
Oh yeah, for
Yeah.
sure. I mean, it's my husband's Ukrainian, and so it's, we do it every year, and it's very important.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's nice to have the freedom that you can do that. You're not going to
Exactly.
unravel all your results, because I was looking like you had like an all-time low, with your weight. And then we had like a 4-pound spike. Well, of course we would,
Exactly.
now you're right back to where you were. So
But the best part is, like it's then I get a check-in with Natalie, and I'm thinking like, oh my God, I'm gonna be in trouble. And she's just like so relaxed about, oh, you've got this, don't worry, enjoy yourself. And everything is just about like, take it easy.
yeah,
So it's just like, oh yeah.
right.
It's not that serious.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
It really isn't. The more, if you so hyper focus on those things, then it just becomes this rigid thing, right? Where it really doesn't, yes, we want to be in ranges, but it doesn't, have to be so serious and so rigid, as long as we're hitting targets with a certain amount of consistency. Consistency is really what it's about.
Exactly. And that's why, yeah, I like your little skits on Facebooks and all that. They always remind me, this is not serious. Like this is all good, because it's all for to feel better, right? It doesn't have to be
Yeah.
taken so it's serious. And again, that old mind says like, I'm going to be in trouble if I eat that chocolate bar. It's like, no, you're not going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Kathy's going to be dancing and singing on Facebook, and she'll tell you it's
Eating
okay.
chocolate, chugging wine.
Yeah.
Although I am doing dry January, so.
So am I. So am I. I'm
Are
in there
you?
with you.
Yeah, I saw a few people dropped off. Not anybody that I know personally, or not that they've admitted, but on TikTok it was a thing, right? They're like, dry January, yeah, nope, not doing it anymore. So that first weekend, I think, is like, the test. So if you made it through this far, then you got it for the rest of the week, the rest of the
Oh
year.
yeah.
I mean, month. So
Month. But
yeah,
it'll feel like a week. It'll go by fast.
yeah.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to add?
Yeah, I want to say, like, if anybody is on the fence, is not sure, because that's how I felt at first, just do it. Just do it. Like I said, I've tried so many things before. I've like, I'm sure everybody else, I've done it all. And this actually works, whether you lose weight or not. You feel so good. Like, I sleep, my pain is gone, and I just feel good. And losing the weight is just extra at this point. And it's this whole it's my mindset that changed, and that I'm not afraid of food anymore.
That's so huge.
Yeah. So, I mean, I know.
How many calories were you eating before? Do you remember?
Oh, I would say I was aiming between 1,200 and 1,400. Yeah. Yeah. But I mean, I wasn't counting macros. So a lot of that was carbs and chocolate.
Right.
Yeah, but yeah, I was low calories, and I'm pretty active throughout the day, so I was go go go, and it was just like it just kept creeping up 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 up. It was, and then at one point you just give in, so like, okay, well, that's menopause. Well, can't do it. It's not.
Yeah,
It
I
doesn't have
know.
to be
I
this way.
know. I'm like, don't give up.
I know.
It's
I
not
know.
it.
I know. And even, when I saw your program, I was on the fence, and it seems like a lot of money at first, but really my husband says, really, it's not that much. Like, think about it. Like, if it helps you. And when you think of all the other things, the books and the programs I put money into it before, and the products and everything, it adds up, and it's a lot more. So I would say, oh my goodness, I wish anybody that is not sure, just do it. Just try it and see the difference.
Yeah. This is something that you take with you for the rest of your life, right? It's not something that
Exactly.
it's a lifestyle, but is it hard? Now, there's a difference between, does it take effort or is it hard? But so do you find that this is hard to do?
Not at all. Not at all. It's not an effort. And everything happens so gradually. Like, everything it's like very gentle, because you start with increasing the calories, which at first is like mind-boggling, and you're like,
Yeah.
okay, all right. And you realize, hey, wait, this is working, and I feel so much better, and I don't have this anymore, and I have that. And then all of a sudden the interest are going down, and it was like, okay, well, this is good. Yeah. So, I mean, yeah, I wish we could convince everybody that this is it. This is it. But I try. I talk to my friends, and we'll see.
Yeah, you're always very supportive and generous with sharing, what your experience was, and I appreciate that. And yeah, if this helps somebody, like, just be like, if they're on the fence or thinking like, God, what is this thing that I need to do, then maybe they'll reach out. So yeah, if anybody's touched by this, just say Lucie, right? And then we'll get on the call.
Yeah, just do it. Just try it. I was even, yeah, I was even trying to talk Natalie into, you know, once someone has reached their goal, how, maybe you could have like the Golden Girls
We're
Club.
working on it. We're
Okay.
working on it. We have something. We have something. Yeah. Yeah. We want to keep you. We want to keep you. We want to keep you in the nest, right? But we're going to kick you out of the nest, right? So you're still going to be around, right?
Yeah,
You can
exactly.
circle around the nest. You don't have to necessarily be in the nest. So I do have a continuation program that's going to just give you and we're talking about that,
Yeah.
you going on the workouts, and then just having just a check-in, right? Just a little touch point once a month,
Yeah.
and having access to the calls.
Yeah,
So
exactly. Because you go through something, it's so, I don't know what's the word, so personal to go through this change. And I can't imagine losing you and Natalie. Is like, what?
yeah.
It'd be sad.
Yeah, so we are. It's in the works for sure. Yeah,
That's
so
good.
it's available. We're just trying to figure out what it looks like.
I
So
know.
I don't think it looks
We're
like
way ahead of
anything, right?
ourselves.
It just means that you keep doing your workouts, and then and then we just
Yeah.
have like a little touch point instead of like that one-on-one every week, eyeballs on you.
Yeah.
That's really where the magic of the coaching is, and having that conversation with your coach, right? Because there's always something that comes up, right? And I hate to
Yeah.
say talking clients off the ledge, but sometimes, it's like, this isn't working for me, this and this,
Yeah.
and then, whoa. Why do you say it isn't working? Because you didn't lose a pound? Right? What's not working, right? Do you feel better? Do you have more energy? Is your digestion better? Is your skin clear? Are you sleeping better? Right?
Oh,
How's
yeah.
the sex drive? Like all of
Yeah.
these things. Like, what do you mean it's not working? But I didn't lose a pound. I'm like,
Yeah.
let's
Yeah.
reframe, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. We focus so much on the weight.
It's this, right? It's the calories anybody can get. You can go to my online calorie calculator and you're going to get macros, right?
Yeah.
But how do you hit those numbers, and are those the right numbers? And then what kind of exercise, like that, besides all that, those are just pieces. Exercise and nutrition, without that mindset piece, right? You're
Yeah.
left on your own, and then questioning everything. What am I doing? And this isn't working fast enough. Let me do something else.
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I was telling Natalie too. It's all things I knew, but you guys have a way of putting it together. It's like,
And implementing.
oh, that's how you use it. Exactly. It's like and then it's all, oh, okay, well, and you're like, well, I knew that. Why wasn't I doing that before? Well, I just didn't know how to put it together. I know it sounds weird, but yeah.
No, it's true, because we do, like, I knew like you were close, right? I knew you were close. It was just like, you're just missing that piece. And I'm like, I knew what that piece was, right? It was calories. Like, how are we gonna leverage that, And so I think they're dancing around it, and the things, and it's just so confusing with all the damn rules and the things that you're supposed to do, and then it clouds.
Oh yeah.
It clouds everything.
And then you do something, and then the next week someone tells you, oh no, don't do that. And so much information out there. It's like, yeah.
So. And right now, women in menopause are being targeted heavily, right? It is a mass market right now. And so we're going to see so much more bullshit, right? As the companies come up with these pills and stuff, they're just freaking probiotics, like, come on.
Yeah. Yeah.
It sucks, when it's just really, you haven't bought anything special, right? Except for maybe a protein powder that you liked.
Yeah. Well, I mean that, and I was taking it before, so it's, no, not at all. Nothing. Yeah.
So I love it. Yeah, it's just changing the habits and lifestyle, and that's going to live with you forever. And yeah, we'll be here to support you as long as you need it.
Good. I'm glad to know you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Well, I want to thank you very much for all you do. I don't know how you do it. I mean, it's amazing. I don't know where you take the time to do all that, but that's pretty amazing. You do a lot.
Yeah.
Thank you
I know,
very
I just
much.
make it look like that.
What's that?
I just make it look like that.
Well, thank you very much. It's like, yeah, and your team is amazing. Like, I
Thank you so
adore
much.
Natalie.
Yeah,
She's
we have some
amazing.
really great coaches on the team. So I'm very happy that I attracted those ladies into the bunch, you know. So
Well, there you
everything
go.
happens
Yeah,
for a reason. So
yeah.
I love it. Well, Lucie, thank you so much. I appreciate you coming on. Again, if this resonated with anybody, then comment Lucie. Let's get on a call. And then if you sign up, Lucie's going to get $100 bonus. So that's for all the clients that if any of the testimonials speak out to you, then just let us know so that we can get you, a little reward for your time. So
Okay, if I get 100, I'll donate it to a good cause, I promise. So everybody join. We'll donate it to.
Spend it. All right. Thank you very much. And I will talk to you next week. Bye.